Chazaku Baruch. Good morning, everyone. So, there's a concept called asmachta, asmachta lokanya. What does it mean? Shulchan Aruch in Choshen Mishpat says, if a person says, I will give this to that person, or I will do this, and if not, then I will give this certain money to you, or give some money to somebody else, and then it didn't happen, I didn't buy, he didn't purchase the certain thing, then he doesn't need to give the money because asmachta lokanya. He can say, look, in my mind, I was planning to do it. It didn't happen. Okay, so he didn't really think of that situation, and that's asmachta, one of the examples. Or for another case, if a person says, I'm not going to smoke, and if I smoke, I will give you $2,000. Okay, and he couldn't stop himself, and he smoked. He doesn't need to give the money. Why? Because he thought he can make it. He didn't make it at the end. And that's called asmachta lokanya. But when it comes to tzedakah, Shulchan Aruch says in Yoreh De'ah, Siman Resh Nuchet, that asmachta kanya. If a person says, in this case of a cigarette, if a person says, I'm not going to smoke, and if I'm going to smoke, I'll give $2,000 to the charity fund, right? And then he says, oh, but 2 days after, he starts to smoke. In that case, he has to give the money. Why? Because with tzedakah, there is no concept of asmachta. In fact, there's a big discussion of about gambling on with money. There's one of the reasons why some hold that it's forbidden, because when you put the money down and you say, in your mind you want to win. And so if you don't win, then you don't want to give him the money. And if he takes the money, it's gezel. Ashkenazim have a different opinion. Aravad says it's a problem. But, there is a solution here. If you give the money to charity with gambling, maybe that will be okay. Because asmachta kanya when it comes to charity. Anyway, we have to look at this case.